Tipping culture has changed dramatically in Philly. There's flip screens to tip the barista at the coffee shop, and sometimes there's a 25% gratuity built into your check at a restaurant. Are we supposed to tip the guy giving us beers at Citizens Bank Park? And if so, how much should we be giving? Matt Katz, our executive producer, and Alicia Miranda, our food contributor, are here with me to go over those situations, so you're not confused when the bill comes. It's Tuesday, October 14th. I'm Trinae Nuri, and here's how Philly tips. So can we all agree that the tipping culture has changed because we're expected to tip everyone, it seems like?
Totally.
I've found it overwhelming of late. It's just everywhere, and I just don't know how much to give ever. I feel like there's so many decisions to make. It's not that I begrudge people these tips. I want people to have a living wage. I just don't know what to do.
Do you feel pressured?
Yeah.
I think it's decision fatigue. And like it just happened to me last night where I was at a bar that I really love, and we didn't have much. We had, you'll guess the bar by what I'm going to tell you, burgers and beer. And it came to like $30. I wasn't even paying attention, but I like over tipped. I don't regret it, but I'm like, I just like.
You gave $10, didn't you?
Yeah, I gave $10. Yeah, which is like.
Was it Fountain Porter?
Yes.
It was.
Yeah. But I was just like, I looked at the receipt afterwards. I was like, I guess I didn't have to tip that much. But then I'm like, but I love this bar and I like the bartender. So like whatever. But also there's a lot of that happens sometimes with me where I'm like, I'm not paying attention. And then truly all night, I'm like, if I undertipped, I'm like, did I undertip? Wait a minute. Is that person going to remember? And then I literally have gone back to a bar or a restaurant where I know someone and I'm like, when I was here last time, did I undertip you? And they're like, no, you gave me 25%. I'm like,
they remember that?
Yeah, if it's a place like where I know people,
okay,
I'm very like self-conscious about tipping. And it really will keep me up all night.
And if you had given 20% at Fountain Porter, that would have been $6.
Yeah, like $5 or $6. Yeah,
which feels like not enough.
I know. That's why I was like, okay, I gave $10, which feels excessive, but then like $5 doesn't feel like enough. And then I'm like, well, how much should I tip on beers? Is it just like $1 per beer? The burgers are small. You know, the burger's a $6 burger.
Alicia, you're in my head. This is exactly what I'm always like stressed about.
And then I had a coffee meeting yesterday. Some coffee shops will have the iPad and it'll be percentage tips.
Yeah.
Right. Others, it's $1 incremental options. So I tipped $2 because we ordered two, cappuccino, whatever things. So for two, I think she ordered an iced chai and I got an iced cappuccino, $12 in total, which feels like a lot.
So like what, 5 and 5, and then $1
and
for
then
each.
$1 per. Which, listen,
I
coffee
think that's
is
reasonable,
crazy, but
like $1 per coffee transaction.
But
for like you're presenting food on a plate to me, which sometimes though it gets weird because it's not my original waiter doing that.
Right.
So who gets that tip? Because all my waiter did was just get my order.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
And maybe they forgot that I said no tomatoes.
Right. And do you penalize them on the tip if they brought the tomatoes? And does the guy who's sweating his butt off in the back over the grill making your sandwiches and burger, is he getting any of the tip? You never know.
You never know.
It's a black box.
I think that's the confusing part. As a reporter that talks to chefs, bartenders, hospitality leaders on a regular basis, I still don't know the breakdown of where the tips are going to.
What are they saying to you?
Well, you'll notice certainly post-pandemic, or even, when restaurants were reopening during the pandemic, you would see, and you can still see at the bottom of checks saying, hey, either you don't need to tip because we're automatically adding the 20% gratuity to your check, right? There's that kind of trend that we're still seeing, or the, we're going to be adding a 2%, or I've seen it range from like, let's say 2 to 6% add-on, and that's going to back of house, which is like your kitchen workers, your dishwashers. Because normally who you're tipping, right, is your waiter, your server. And it's expected that they may share those tips with a busboy or someone else who's touching tables. But the kitchen, they're usually salaried, so like they may not be in the tip pool. But I think a lot of what I have seen in talking with folks in the last few years is that there's a movement toward a more equitable shared tip pool with everyone that's participating in having that functioning, kitchen, bar, all that
I'm
stuff.
down with that. That makes sense to me.
So I love that, but simultaneously I'm like, okay, why 2% versus the 20%? I'm confused about that personally. I don't have insight. But I'd be curious, like, what is the trickle down economics, right? Like, are people walking away, with more money at the end of the night? I don't know.
You mentioned 20%. I remember the etiquette was 15%.
Yes,
then
that's
that
right.
bumped to 18%.
Yes.
And we're damn near close to 25%.
I think it has gone.
I
honestly.
see 30% on as an option. Sure.
30%?
I do see that option when they give you the options.
Totally.
And then I hate to say this, but much of it is just like, I don't want the waiter or barista to like think I'm like a cheapskate or something.
Totally.
Yeah.
And the fact that the screen, it used to be a tip jar. And you could put something in there. They don't see what you're doing.
No, but I used to wait till they like face me. I want you to see me put this dollar in. Right?
I did that too. But now they see you. They flip the screen over. You put in. They see how cheap
You're
you
on the
are or
spot.
not.
Yes.
They are gauging how cheap you are or not, and then they see. What do they see when they flip the screen
I don't know if they're
over?
actually paying
Do they
attention.
see?
I think people.
I
You
don't
think
know.
so?
No, wait.
Yeah.
You know what?
Funny.
This is what I do. If they flip that screen over, I keep hitting all the buttons until I have to do the email receipt.
yeah. Right.
Like, and
So they
then
can't
they
see
clear it, and then it clears it.
That's so funny. I do that too. Yeah. So I'm just trying to get a cup of coffee. It's a
I
wild
know.
experience.
I think $1 for a coffee transaction is like safe.
Yeah.
But let's like go over some other like situations
Okay.
where we have to
Yeah.
tip. Okay, Matt, 2 beers at Citizens Bank Park. How much are you tipping? And I don't know. I wouldn't tip in this situation
But it's the
because
guy.
it's so expensive at the park. Like,
He's carrying around the beer. He's carrying around dozens of beers. He's carrying this, walking up the steps.
but no offense, but isn't that like part of the job?
I
don't want to seem like I don't care
Well,
about what you're saying and
I
like
know,
the
I know.
convenience of like being served at your seat. I understand all that, but that to me, some of this seems like it's part of the job. So what am I tipping for?
Totally. I don't know.
I
I'm
don't
tipping
know.
because I'm in this, convivial environment and I've already dropped so much money on parking and everything else that the money thing becomes like, like at this point, might as well just give them 20%. So I give 20%.
Well,
That's
here's
$5
for
two beers. And
Whoa.
I do part of it is because I want to be like, hey, all right, I want that.
You want to feel good.
I want to feel good, and I want that positive vibe back from the guy. I feel like part of me is paying for that, and it's kind of twisted and
But
weird.
do you tip for? So I agree with you. If I was getting a beer or popcorn from the guys that are carrying stuff up and down the stadiums, I would tip probably like $1 per beer.
Okay.
Would you tip when you go up to the like concession
I
stands?
also tip at the concession
Because see, I don't think
I
I would tip at the
don't.
concession
I wouldn't
stands
either. So I'm a little conflicted because I understand what you're saying now. Like he's making
right.
he's carrying this heavy load. He's bringing it to my seat.
A little bit more manual labor,
Right.
right? Yeah.
$5. Is it cash or no? This is all
it's all on
digital.
the credit card, so it's like doesn't even matter, right? It's not
It's
even real
fake
money.
money.
Yeah, right. It's not. You don't see it. Out of sight, out of mind.
At the concession, when I go up there, I've been to like concerts and I see these people dealing with, and people are like twisting around on drugs and people are wasted. And I have felt badly. Maybe I've had a few. And then I feel like, I feel badly. These people have to like deal with all of us, falling all over the place. So then that's why I
This is pulling at
not
your
the
like
concession.
emotional like strings.
I feel like I feel like I experience all these emotions as I'm deciding how much to tip.
You had mentioned like you want to tip, or you did tip 20% to the guy carrying the beers in the stadium. And what I'm getting at maybe is that you wanted him to maybe remember you and like come back to you.
Yeah, that's.
I've done that too, even like at a wedding when it's open bar.
Oh yeah.
The last wedding I went to, I put in like $20 and I made sure that guy saw
so
it.
they give you strong
and I was like,
drinks.
bro, when I come back, this is what I like to drink.
Yes.
Like get ready. I will, I will make sure you're
That's
good.
Totally.
But I don't know what those cater waiters make. He probably makes a killing, honestly, at weddings. But I was just like seeing people drop in $1, and I was like, I don't know, man, it's open bar.
Open bar situations. You definitely.
So I put in a 20.
Yeah.
Although they also
was
get
great.
tipped out by the host of the party generally.
Oh,
but
okay.
still, yes,
yeah.
it's a good move.
But that's why I was like, this all reminds me, by the way, shout out to any listeners who are Curb fans, because there's a tipping episode in Curb Your Enthusiasm that I absolutely love that talks about this, where Larry David, I think it's around the holidays, goes to his golf membership club and literally has like wads of cash with his best friend Jeff. And he's going around handing what I presume to be like truly $100 to every single server in this club restaurant thing. And then he, before he gets there, he's talking with his friend like, how much do we tip? Like, we're members. Don't they already get money from us? Like, why are we doing this? I guess we have to play nice. And then in the episode, he thinks that he has tipped one waiter twice. So he goes back to that waiter and is like basically demanding his money back. And the waiter's like, you didn't tip me twice. You tipped me once. That was very nice of you. But like Larry David doesn't believe him.
Sure.
And he just like goes throughout the whole episode with this anxiety of tipping. He's like, I have no idea what I'm doing. No one tells me what I should do. And another episode, he's in a hotel room and he doesn't know how much to leave tip for like the people with housekeeping. So
another issue.
Another example why Curb Your Enthusiasm is real life.
Taps into our collective anxieties.
Yes.
We'll talk more about tipping after this break.
Hi, I'm Michael Ziviak, Chief Revenue Officer of CityCast. Why do most of us want to learn a new language? It's because we want to speak it out in the real world with real people. Babbel gets you there fast. My daughter's a senior in high school, and after she graduates, we're taking a father-daughter trip to Spain. I know, she's spoiled, but that's on me. I'll be honest, my Spanish right now is pretty much tops out at ¿Dónde está la biblioteca? But when we get there, I want to actually talk to people, order food, and really connect with the locals, not just stumble through the basics. That's why I'm starting with Babbel. Learning a language with Babbel is all about small steps, big wins, and progress you can actually track and feel. And with how busy things get here at CityCast, I love that Babbel's bite-sized, 10-minute lessons fit perfectly into my day, whether it's between meetings or while I'm having coffee in the morning. I'm really excited to start picking up real-world Spanish before our trip so we can experience Spain in a more meaningful way. Right now, Babbel has a special deal for our listeners. Get up to 55% off your subscription at babbel.com/citycast. That's BABBEL.com/citycast for up to 55% off. Rules and restrictions may apply. Gracias and adios.
Okay, what do you do with Uber Eats and DoorDash and Grubhub orders?
Listen, I had to stop ordering from these apps because the delivery fees, the taxes, all those little
The
line
service
items,
fees, yep.
crazy town. Like, it just does not make sense to me when I want to order just, a pie of pizza that's maybe $20 to then spend another $20. Like, that's when I'm like, do I really want this pizza?
Yeah.
Is this pizza far away?
Mm-hmm.
Can I get it, pick up? Do I just cook what's in my fridge? So I personally have stopped, doing delivery or takeout a very long time ago because I can't deal with those fees and stuff.
The service fees are actually more than the tips to the driver.
Absolutely. Yeah.
It's crazy.
And I'm not sure how that's broken down.
Totally.
And they're using their car, their resources, their gas.
Sure. So
Like,
do you tip them?
I tip them, yes.
But you don't do it through the app. Do you tip them cash when they arrive at your door or anything?
Actually, my mom tips them extra through cash because she feels these emotional like feelings about like you took the time out to do this. I'm like, Mom, that's like a lot. And she's like, no, it's okay. It's okay. I want to do this. But I'm kind of similar to you. If it's like pizza, if it's something like local, I'm just gonna go
pick it up yourself.
pick it up.
Yeah.
Even if I have to lose my parking spot, like I'm gonna just do it.
Yeah.
Okay. Restaurant with average food, average service.
20%. I don't think I will at a restaurant unless it's I don't know, an unusually extraordinarily bad experience. I don't think I'll go below 20%.
I think my default is always to calculate a 20%. And then whatever the number that comes up, I will be like, is this worthy of the meal, the experience, the service? And then I'll go up or down. So that is always like my default strategy. Calculate what is 20% on the check and then move the needle up or down from there. So
More decisions to make.
Listen,
I
the
think I do the
decision
same thing.
fatigue truly is a lot, which is why I have anxiety about it. But that's, average food, average service, I'll probably go down between 15 and 18. Again, depending on what that number is.
High-end dinner with an extraordinary experience.
So I took my wife for our anniversary to her place supper club. And that is an extraordinary dining experience. I mean, they speak to you through the meal from the kitchen. It's an open kitchen. And the chefs like explain to you what you're eating, explain to you sort of the philosophy of the place. They try to get the people to talk to each other who are dining at tables next to each other. So in that case, tipping 20% felt like not enough. And I went to 25%, which also meant I spent so much money. But that's a new thing for me. Okay, if it's an extraordinary dining experience, I will go up to 25.
Yeah, I probably have done the same. So I won't name the restaurant, but I did go to a restaurant that people do love for omakase experiences. And it's pretty pricey. I think it's above $150 per person. No pairings, that's without pairings. So that's just for your omakase experience. Any beverages are obviously additional costs. The food was like not fresh, which when you're having, sushi and hand rolls, that's the number one thing. So the food was pretty lackluster. The service was great. Loved my service. But what killed me was when they gave us the check, they said, we added on an automatic 20% service fee. That does not include gratuity.
What the hell is a service fee
And
that's not gratuity?
my husband and I were like, "Qué?" We were just so flabbergasted because already the check was pretty high. And we're like, well, what the? So my husband was very nice. I was like, well, I only got one drink. So you take care of the additional tip. So he did the additional 20%. And to this day, when we pass this restaurant, we're like, we want our money back. It was insane.
See, here's the thing with that,
to me
right?
felt like a scam.
Right. And I don't like that surprise.
Yeah.
Totally.
Why is it a surprise? Why aren't you
I wish
upfront?
they had communicated that either on their website or when we first walked in, because when I read it, it did say service fee, I believe, on the website. So in my mind, I'm like, okay, great, tip is included, no problem. But to clarify that it's not was crazy to me.
I don't like that. Oh,
No,
me neither.
left a bad taste in my mouth in addition to the bad food.
I do appreciate when, if you have a party of 6 or 8, the waitress will say at the beginning of the meal, gratuity is included, or when they bring you the check. And yeah, I appreciate that. Will you tip on top of the gratuity included?
It depends on how the service was.
Got it. Yeah, same. Maybe a little extra if it's like a big experience.
So I'm assuming that you guys just swipe away.
Yeah. What do you do?
I like to give cash.
Whoa.
Because I feel like the server is really getting my tip.
Right.
Right. And so what I do is like I'll fold the money and I go, hey, come here. Thank you so much. And I slide them the money, slide them the cash. Because you can spend that cash real quick. Right.
Totally.
And they need to get home. They have to feed their kids, feed the dog, whatever. And they have that cash. And again, to that point we made earlier, they remember you. Like, that girl gave me cash.
And do you like the experience of like, slipping the money to them, like kind of sly?
Yeah. This is like
it makes you feel like a big deal.
Like my mom taught me, my uncles taught me, just slide the cash.
That's so great. I love it.
I think after you saying that, I don't have cash on me much at all these days, but, leaving cash on the table like you had mentioned, now I'm like super aware of that. And so, if I'm going to tip cash at a restaurant, I'm going to make sure that it's not just sitting on the table, that it goes in the hand of someone.
So
because I truly have never, it didn't cross my mind to.
It's more personable too.
Right.
Because if you just like leave it, it's kind of like you're telling them, here's the cash. Like, okay. Mm-hmm. But I want you to remember, and I want you to see me give you that money.
Totally.
All right, let's keep talking about this after the break. Alicia, what about like cover charges at restaurants that have like live music? So I'm thinking South and Chris's Jazz Cafe. The covers usually go to the band, right? So what do you do in that tipping environment?
If the band has like a tip jar, I will definitely go up to leave cash.
So you will tip on top of the cover charge?
Yeah, especially if it's music that I like. Yeah. I'll tip maybe $5-10, depending on what the setting is too, right? Like something like a time is a bit more casual than South is sit down, lovely evening. So maybe that one it's like, $5 versus South might be, $10 or something like that.
See, when I go to time, I'm like, who's getting this cash? Because it's the door person. It's the door attendant.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, when you're walking in, you're like, who's getting that $5?
Or you think they're taking a cut?
I don't know. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying I wonder who gets that cash.
Yeah, I would assume that they're splitting it with, as someone who's married to a musician, what I presume and what have been told is that, the cash that you get at the door is split with the musicians. So if there's live music going on and I'm really enjoying it and they have a tip jar, then I will totally get up to do cash tip on that for sure.
Would you tip the valet or parking garage attendants when you go out?
As a former valet parker, that's what I did in high school and college. Yes, always tip the valet, $5. I got a range of tips. I mean, this was 25 years ago now, but I would get usually $2 at the time. $5 was a great day. Occasionally, a guy comes out drunk with his girlfriend, $20. I got a dime bag once.
What?
Yeah, guy just like you tip cash. I'm telling you, I didn't ask for it.
As a high school college student?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
I didn't ask for it. Maybe I don't think he had cash on him. Felt bad, but he had a dime bag. I'm just telling you what happened.
I know.
But I don't think I would tip the parking attendant if I'm like self-park. Oh, if you're dropping the car off in the parking garage.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. And they, you give them your keys.
Yeah, I don't always do that. Do you?
I don't always. Mm-hmm. I don't think about tipping them, but now I'm like,
because they are driving your car,
right? And they pull it right up.
I did tip when I stayed at the Borgata over the summer. We got the valet package thing was included, and we tipped maybe $2 or $3 every time they pulled the car up to us. So for a weekend, there's not much in cash tips for that. But I was like, to your point, I was like, I don't know, man, they're getting a lot of cars. It's quicker than me trying to find where I parked and getting lost in this parking garage. So,
One move might be to just have fives. Fives are a very useful bill. And the Poppy store around the corner from me, the ATM only dispenses fives.
that's great.
Which is pretty funny.
Yeah.
So I'll go there before like a vacation if I know there's going to be like, bellhops and whatnot. But I'm thinking maybe we should just always have fives on us in general. 5 would have been good for the parking attendant, maybe
It seems
2
like a safe
fives
number,
for the
yeah.
waiter extra. It seems like you can add more, but it's not, you almost can't give less than 5 generally. So maybe that's the move to figure all this out.
Interesting.
Can you give 5 to the barista and turn the screen back to them and just drop a 5?
5 seems too much for a $5 coffee.
That's true.
Stick to the dollar. Baristas are probably listening. No, give us the 5.
I only get a drip coffee, black drip coffee, and I give $1, which is pretty absurd.
I feel like you're doubling the price of your
Yes.
coffee by that. Yeah. I'm a latte or a cappuccino. I'm an
Same.
espresso milk drinker, which at this day and age costs me upwards of $6-7.
So you give $1 on your cappuccino.
And then I'm giving, either $1 or the 20%. What, again, depending on what that screen is showing. Yeah.
I wish we had more tips for people on tipping, but it does make me feel better that I'm not alone and you guys are experiencing the same anxieties and questions.
Well, you got to catch me on a good day, like payday. Oh, I'm willing to
Let it rain?
let it rain. Alicia, Matt, thanks so much for chatting with me about tipping.
Thanks, Janae.
Thanks for having me.
That's all for us here today on CityCast Philly. Let us know how you tip and if you're giving cash or using your card. Also, share this episode with a friend and rate the show, leave us a review, and hit that subscribe button. Be sure to sign up for our morning newsletter, Hey Philly, to learn more about what else Philly's talking about. And don't forget, you can support the show and get great perks by becoming a CityCast Philly neighbor at membership.citycast.fm. We'll be back tomorrow morning with more news from around the city. Bye.